Right. Call to order board meeting. First order is pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, 1.2 is our mission statement. I'll read it today. Our mission to graduate all students with high levels of academic and personal achievement, ready for post-secondary excellence, prepared for productive, compassionate citizenship through research-based instruction and a collaborative system of support. 2.0, any changes or additions today? No? Alrighty. 3 is public forum. So individuals who are on site here during of the board meeting, members of the public are specifically invited to present items of combination or concern. At the discretion of the board chair, further public participation may be allowed at the time specific agenda items are under consideration. Individuals viewing online, we post the upcoming agenda on our website the Friday before regularly scheduled board meetings. Allow time for public comment prior to the board meeting. Please click on the tab provided and share your comments for the school board to consider at their upcoming meetings. Personnel matters may not be discussed at public or in public at a school board meeting. Members of the public who have personnel concerns or accommodations should share them directly with the superintendent. And get any forms if we have no forms today. That's all right. On to 4.1 of January 12th board meeting minutes.
We do have one correction on this. The item number.
Okay.
Review what action item it is. Correct. That's what you said. Here. All right, so correction to 5.7. On the 12th notes, we had the middle school, high school principal recommendation, and the minutes should reflect that the motion did not pass, as it did not receive an affirmative vote of the majority of the full board required by board policy.
Okay. So I will hear any comments, questions, or motions on those minutes with the correction that Jim just stated.
I move to approve the January 12th, 2026 minutes with the noted correction.
Question? Well, I wasn't here. Oh, sure.
Parliamentary question,
Or,
a parliamentary question.
I know I can vote. Can I second the motion?
Yeah, and technically, you don't even need to say for the motion, you just go ahead and if you have a question, especially.
Oh, okay. Is that just for the minutes or is that for?
It's probably something that we should discuss in more
Okay.
detail as far as the parliamentary procedures that we use, but
Okay.
being a small and somewhat informal parliamentary procedures.
Right.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Well, it's been moved, so I guess we can vote on it. All those in favor of approving the minutes with the correction that Jim noted? Aye. All those opposed or perhaps or abstaining?
We abstain, or was not there.
Okay. 3 yeses, 1 abstain, 1 absent. And since it did officially not pass, we'll add that same thing back onto our next board meeting, which is February 23rd. And that'll give 2 weeks if anybody who wasn't here for that vote has questions, comments, concerns. Want to contact Jim as well as anyone in the public can also contact Jim if they have questions or comments about the process for that motion, so. And then 4.2 is approval of our January 15th board meeting minutes. Questions on those or motions?
I'll move to approve the minutes for February 15th.
So moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right,
Shook us up.
there you go, man. Whole new process.
Sorry, before you go on, I'm
Yep.
trying to do a little technical stuff. Who moved and who seconded it? Missed that.
This is the one we just did,
Yes,
Rusty moved, and then we just voted,
okay,
yes, and it was four approved, one
thank you.
absent, yes. And then 0.3 is accept personnel report.
Yeah, so this month, we've got two, categories. A temporary license hire and license resignation. The temporary license hire is we had an eighth grade president, eighth grade language social studies teacher that resigned. So this is a temporary hire to fill that position. We'll eventually go through the process as far as filling it, full-time. It'll just be like over the year. And then we've got the license resignation as well, so to recommend the board, accept the personnel action for the meeting.
This is a temporary hire for just the remainder of this year, and then it'll be reevaluated in the summer essentially.
Yeah, it will actually, it won't be reevaluated in December. Anytime we've got so our collective bargaining agreements require an open process as far as if we have individuals within the district that may want to move to a position. And so there's always an opportunity where we go through staffing as well, that if people are licensed, they want to move, then we can move during that time. But then allows for licensed teacher. And so if we were opening up right now as a full-time contracted position, they would have to agree to leave the position they were in to take that position. So we hire temporary until we go through that process.
Yeah. Any questions on that for Jim? No? All right, I've got motions on the personnel action item.
Move to accept the personnel report.
All right, it's been so moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's 4. That passes. We go on to 4.4, accept the enrollment report.
So no huge changes with our enrollment report. You see, they're actually been pretty steady since September, slightly up a little bit. Down a little bit since December. We've often seen when we come back in January anyway, there's oftentimes a little bit dip. But it's promising that our attendance or enrollment is holding steady right now.
Yeah, higher than we were last year at this time anyway.
Yeah.
That's good. Any other questions from anyone? All right, on your motions. Move to approve the enrollment report. All right, it's been moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
4 yeses, passes. 4.5, accept financial report.
So tax collection is going well. We received 3.6 million of the 3.8 million. We have 29,000 in other tax related income. We received 5.9 million of our anticipated 9.2 million state school fund. We received 328,000 interest in investments from investments. About 66,000 in curricular activity and 133,000 in other revenue, for a total of 10,144,000. Salary expenditures are a little over 3 million. Benefits 1.7 million. Purchase services, supplies and capital outlay and other expenditures are 1.2 million. We have transferred 2.3 million into reserve accounts for our insurance, equipment, maintenance and building projects, instructional materials and technology needs.
Sounds good.
Sherry, were you, I might have asked this before, but what's the other revenue? The last item?
It's a miscellaneous, but the big chunk of it is the FEMA money we got from the ice storm 2 years ago now. So it's about 57,000 of that is the FEMA. The other is facility rentals and transportation reimbursement and bunch of just general. That's the biggest one single thing.
Thank you.
Are there thoughts or questions on this month's report? All your motions then,
Move to accept the financial report for January.
then moved, all those in favor? Aye. Passes. 4.6, accept the cohort recommendation.
Yep, so it's budget and staffing unit meeting for time for cohort projections for 27-28. So what you've got attached is the projections and also a 3-year look back at the interdistrict transfers for the district as well. So for the, remember, this is, when we take a look at the cohort projections, we utilize December 31st as that number. That should be December 31st, 2025. So we're always consistently comparing the same timeline. For the high school, it's our intent to always remain below 350 students to maintain incremental funding for our small high school grants. And we're projecting a high school cohort of 313 students, which will be up 8 students from the current year. Grade 12 recommended to be closed to transfers. We're projecting 242 students in grades 6 through 8, which is down 6 from 25-26 projections, and recommend an allowance of interdistrict transfers to not exceed the 26-27 target, which is 5 students per grade level. We are projected 406 students in grades K through 5, which is up 3 students from the current year, with an allowance of interdistrict transfers students in grades 1 through 5 not to exceed the 26-27 target of 75 students per grade level. That's in grades 1 through 5 and not to exceed the target of 70 students per kindergarten. If you want to look at the next page, is that the actual cohort projections on there. There's quite a bit of information on it. We're going to look at this one time a year for you guys. So just I'll stop there and see if there's any questions. Way out of it.
Not a big deal, but on the 12th grade, we have a target of 85, projected of 69, but no allowance, why not?
We don't take 12th graders. Oh, yeah, seniors, and this is something that we could always look at changing as well. We find that when we accept seniors, they're generally coming into us already credit deficient. So the idea of us being able to get them across the finish line can be next to impossible. You know,
Is the projected number in the 2026-27, does that number already include the interdistrict transfers, or is that before the interdistrict transfers?
that's the column with the
Second to last column, I guess.
the projected cohort 26-27.
Yeah.
That would be the number with the allowance.
Included in it,
Of IDTs.
essentially, so that's the final number essentially.
Correct.
Okay,
So if you see that far right hand corner, we've got allowance of new IDTs.
yeah,
And so we're projecting, we have 75, I guess, or 80 kids coming in, we've got room for.
5 of those 80 are the transfers theoretically.
We got room for 5, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I clarify that. We're already counting the transfers we already have, right? Like we're assuming, are we assuming they're coming back next year?
Correct. And let's start with the first column there, the enrollment, 12/31/2025. What you're seeing in parentheses was the 24 number.
Right.
The other number is the current number that we had based on 12/31/25. So the kindergarten number will roll up. So we'd anticipate 63 students next year in first grade. That's 62 in first grade right now. They will roll up to second grade. And if you go over 2 columns, you'll see that 62 then for first grade is now represented as a second grade number. at 62. We
Sure.
don't want to go over 75 in that class, and so you can see that our new, what the allowance
okay.
is 13.
So that's not, okay, so that number doesn't have the new transfers in it yet. I see.
And then the projected number is the projected cohort 26-27. So the 313 for the high school, the 242 for the middle school, the 406 for the elementary. For a district projected total of 961.
And is that from the theoretical, except for the new interdistrict transfers? Okay, gotcha.
Theoretically, if we had that many, if all of the kids return next year we have right now, and we had all of our district transfer slots filled, we could have as many as 1,000.
Gotcha. Okay, I see.
And you see on the next page, as far as the trends, this is where you'll see the differences between approvals, releases, and then what the difference is between them. So for instance, for the 25-26 school year, for kindergarten, we approved 18 students, we released 11, so we had a net gain of 7 students. From the approvals and releases, some of our releases don't always leave, and some of our approvals don't always show up.
Sure, I was just about to ask, like, how likely are you to fill any of these, like, openings? Like, you have 5 juniors theoretically, like, how likely do you think it is we have 5 juniors come in?
So looking back, probably not all 5.
Yeah,
We'll have some even, see, we've had the juniors, 1 in 2024, 1 in 24-25, and we were actually down 4 in 25-26. So not likely.
how big is the waiting list? Do you have a waiting list right now?
There's a handful of kids still around from last year that never.
Oh, okay, so not even double digits then?
Yeah.
Okay,
We've got a few grade levels that are closed, the transfers.
sure. Okay. Any other questions? All right, I'll hear motions, cohort recommendation.
I move to accept the cohort recommendation.
All right, it's been moved, all those in favor? Aye. Passes 4 yeas. On 4.7, approved FFA out-of-state trip.
All right, so our FFA Washington Leadership Conference is a capstone leadership experience for students in agricultural education. Provides students with the opportunity to apply leadership skills in a national setting while strengthening civic responsibility and service. Students return with a Living to Serve project that benefits the Pleasantville community, extending the impact of the experience beyond the trip. And this experience aligns with the mission of agricultural education, supporting leadership development, career readiness, and experiential learning. I think last time I talked to Angela, she's almost had all of her fundraising done. The trip is, they're due to leave on June 8th and return on June 14th. Back to Washington DC. Exciting trip. So,
Right, that is cool. You know how many kids are going?
oh no. Let's see here. She's looking at 14 total.
Nice.
She would be here tonight. She's got an FFA meeting going on. I think a quite large one. She
That's just, it's her, one of 2 FFA, like, parent information meetings.
Yeah.
Students.
Sounds good.
recommend you approve the FFA request to travel out of state.
Any questions from anyone on? All right, it's been moved. All those in favor? Aye. Passes 4 votes yes. 5.1, the superintendent goal report.
This is exhibit 105 in your packet. There was 3 goals that we were focusing on this year. One was staff engagement. 2 is around instructional systems and student achievement. The 3rd one is communication and community relations. I will provide a summary back in this third, so this is really more of a full summary based on giving you guys ample time to do your evaluation prior to March 15th. So we're on staff. For the status is we've had substantial progress on continuous improvement. Meaningful progress towards staff engagement, transparent communication, responsible practices. All 2025 staff engagement survey established a strong baseline with a 92% participation rate and an overall engagement score of 69%. The notable strengths included self-efficacy, equal opportunities, collaboration, and feature communication, but both areas with professional development, appreciation, and compensation for your path. Those things were clearly acknowledged and incorporated in the planning. Cluster rounding was originally identified as an action step. It was intentionally caused to prioritize district initiatives requiring significant leadership capacity, including student achievement work, development of scorecard reporting, instruction follow-up, ensure the results. The building administrators actively use engagement data to guide site-level actions, including leadership structures. A set staff engagement survey will be administered in March. The results from the survey will be reviewed by district and building leadership and will serve as a basis for a renewed summary review and improvement cycle, reinforcing staff engagement and continuous improvement process rather than initiative. Just like you guys as piece for I'm going to say to the OSBA standards as well. So find the standards 2, 3, and 6. For consideration, the goal reflects transparent data use, responsiveness to staff voice, and a sustained commitment to improvement through continued measurement and action. I feel that administrative transparency, responsiveness to staff voice, and sustained commitment to engagement through continued measurement and action. With regard to Protocol 2, the instructional system and student achievement. District has continued to advance its instructional system and student achievement priorities. Data-driven instruction aligned to state longitudinal targets for 3rd grade reading and 8th grade math. In addition to previously reported progress, results from the district-wide family survey provide important contextual insight. Family feedback reflects a shared desire for higher academic expectations, consistent rigor, and stronger preparation for future pathways, particularly for students who are ready for advanced work. At the same time, families expressed appreciation for existing intervention systems and targeted support. This feedback highlights variation in experience across classrooms and grade levels, with some families reporting strong academic challenge and clear expectations, while others are requesting greater consistency in instructional time use, pacing, and academic depth. The district instructional goals, including strengthened tier 1 instruction, expanded use of benchmark data, instructional coaching, and scheduled scorecard reporting, are intentionally designed to raise standards while improving consistency. These systems remain in active implementation and serve as the primary mechanism for addressing variation in level expectations across classroom and schools. For board consideration, family feedback aligns with the district's instruction priorities and reinforces the importance of sustained focus on rigorous, consistent instructional practices supported by data and coaching. And I feel that this reflects strong alignment between instruction leadership, assessment systems, and transparent work reporting. With regard to goal 3, district deployed a district-wide family survey to gather school level and feedback related to communication, school climate, student experience, and instructional practices. Survey results reveal both strong affirmation and areas for improvement, often within the same topic areas. Families consistently identify the importance of clear, timely, and predictable communication, safe, orderly learning environments, strong relationships between students, staff, and families, meaningful academic and extracurricular opportunities. At the same time, responses explicitly revealed contradictions, reflecting variation in experience rather than disagreement from values. For example, some families reported strong communication and responsiveness, while others reported more consistent follow-through and proactive outreach. Many families describe safe, supportive environments, while others raise concerns about behavior management and supervision. The families expressed appreciation for intervention supports, while simultaneously requesting stronger enrichment and advanced academic pathways. These findings suggest that effective practices are present across the district, but we yet experience student performance. District communication goals, expanded electronic communication, structured feedback mechanisms, and intentional use of survey data are designed to reduce these variations by clarifying expectations, strengthening consistency, and improving transparency. And so for board consideration, member survey results provide actionable diagnostic data that reinforces the district's communication and engagement goals. Continued attention to consistency and follow through will be critical in working family experiences across schools and classrooms. And I feel that this shows steady progress in building trust, improving transparency, and strengthening community engagement systems. Overall, so across the three goals, family survey feedback reinforced the district's strategic direction, identifying areas where communication consistently remains an opportunity for growth. The survey revealed strong alignment among families regarding what matters most: relationships, communication, safety, academic rigor, and meaningful opportunities for students. Where responses diverged, the diversions reflect variation in experience, not contradiction in values. Some families experience district systems as effective and responsive, while others report gaps in consistency, follow through, and clarity. And these differences underscore the importance of the district's current strategic objectives, which are strengthening instructional systems, raise standards and expectations, using recurring data cycles to identify and respond to variation, improving communication structures to ensure clarity and predictability, and last, reinforcing system-level expectations for student support, behavior, and engagement. Taken together, the survey results validate the district's focus on continuous improvement rather than one-time solutions. The goals adopted for the 25-26 evaluation cycle are actively working to reduce variation, level experience, and ensure that effective practices are consistently revised for all students and families. During the 25-26 evaluation cycle, we focused on three adopted goals: staff engagement, instructional systems and student achievement, and communication and community. Progress towards each goal reflects strategic prioritization, transparent data use, and commitment to continuous improvement. In regard to staff engagement, the district established a strong engagement baseline through fall of 2025. And again, we'll have the March upbeat survey is being supplied based on data. Staff will work, or administrators work with their coaches from the student, and then implemented conversations with staff as far as being able to make group changes. Second upbeat survey will be administered in March, with results informing the next improvement cycle. Instructional systems and student achievement. The district strengthened its instructional data systems and reporting cycles. Round 2 of the STAR benchmarks was completed, providing updated data for instruction planning and intervention, and scorecard achievement data presented to the board at the February 23rd meeting as part of the reporting cycle. Instructional coaching, professional development, and collaborative structures continue to support Tier 1 instruction and target interventions aligned with state longitudinal goals. Communication and community relations. The district improved clarity and frequency of communication and continue to expand community partnerships, supporting district initiatives. A district-wide family survey was deployed in January to gather school level and open-ended feedback. Through responses specific to Glenville Elementary School, 44 responses at the middle school, and 47 responses for the high school. Family survey feedback complements existing staff engagement and instructional data, providing insight into how district systems are experienced at the family level. And the results highlighted both strengths and opportunities, with variation in experience emerging as essential theme. The district's strategic priorities, data-driven instruction, structured communication systems, and continuous engagement measurement are intentionally aligned to address this variation. Progress during this cycle reflects responsible prioritization, transparent use of data, and sustained attention to leveling expectations and experience across the system. The district's equity committee advanced its work through structured data review with support from Maine ESD and positioning the community to prioritize the next step to align with the district objectives. Overall, the substantial progress has been made toward adopted goals. Family feedback affirms the district's direction, reinforcing the need for continued focus on consistency, clarity, and follow through. The evaluation cycle reflects leadership grounded data to inform decision making, system level alignment, and continued commitment to continuous improvement.
Is that all?
No. Short. So we're going.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any thoughts or questions from anyone on this part? Or anything else you need from Jim before we talk through things or fill our evaluations for the next month?
Yeah. My interpretation of the disparate family opinions are, some people said it's great, some people said it's not awesome.
Exactly.
And I'm curious if there was some clear, like, oh, I see, this is why, the majority of people said it's not awesome, here's why.
Not other than the themes that I pulled out as far as being able to, I think, recognize, where there was some consistency. And in a lot of other areas, there was just the variation that we talked about, I'm happy with this particular level. I feel like this person is doing a really good job of communication. And then the next parent response would be just the 180 from that. I'm not happy with that level. I feel like, and while they may not name a person, that particular system could do a better job in, say, communication. Yeah, and that's the variance that we saw.
Feel like you'll always.
That has been my experience, and that is, I think, some of the difficulties in doing surveys in general. Like if you don't have a plan, I think in doing some of the surveys, part of the reason for, I think, being able to engage with parents in this particular way is I did hear feedback as far as wanting to be able to provide, despite I think, inviting folks to be able to meet with administrative staff. To do that, and so I think in order to get as much information as we can to be able to make informed decisions, I think it's the right thing to do to move forward with the survey. There's still very, I think, actionable items in there, and I think it's just a matter of what I pointed out is to be able to how do we level the playing field so that we've got maybe a more consistent survey response from folks as far as their feelings within the district. One of the questions and the way that this is put together is the difference between a supporting statement or score and a distractor score. And you want to see things close, either even like a 0 or positive, so you don't have more supporting statements and one have distractor statements.
Well, maybe you just hit what. That's what's bugging me is when I hear a level, what I hear is we need to take the happy people and bring them down a little bit. And the unhappy people bring them up a little bit. And I know that's not what you're saying, but that's kind of what it sounds like. We want to level it so that everybody feels the same. And I don't think that's true at all.
No, it's more consistent expectations across the board so that people would respond. And if you look at some of the, and we just finished this in January, so the data is relatively accurate as far as going through. If you look at their response as far as like, I'm super happy, I'm happy, kind of neutral, and then not feeling too good. For the most part, we do score in that range of like happy to somewhat neutral. There were a couple of areas where we talk about where you talk about like room for improvement or maybe distractors would be a couple of questions in there. And those are generally, when I say, then also there's variance in there based off of the open community content, the open-ended responses it shows, the variation shows that even more when you start to look at those comments as far as the person's belief about how a system is affecting them or a particular individual affects an individual as far as accessing the school.
thoughts or questions right now?
Probably, I'll say it.
Say it
I
first.
can give you an example that will look right now. One of the questions that they asked from this, and this is using that student education, how likely are you to recommend the district as a good place for your child to learn? The score that they're looking is they want to see more promoters. They call them promoters versus distractors. So our promoters on that, shooting district wide was in 28.9%, there was 41% passive, and distractors were at 30%. And so you can see between, it's a negative 1.6 between the 28.9 and the 30.6. That's that variation where it's almost equal promoters versus distractors, and then the passive right in the middle. Room for
Well, right, that's why, I guess I'm sure I'm stating the obvious, but for 30, what was it, 30 detractors? I wanna know why? And what can we do so you're not one of those anymore, at a minimum, you're passive, and better yet, you're a promoter.
And I think that's when we have to dig into what were the open-ended comments and what were those things that were brought up, and is there room in there to be able to identify opportunities? Yeah. And sometimes it's about communication, so it's like, I think when you're living at each day, if it's at the classroom level, you can send home a weekly like newsletter from your class or a blast at the end of the day, and still have parents come in saying, you don't ever communicate with me. And you're thinking, holy cow, I'm not sure what else I can communicate. Same thing at the building level, you might do a weekly letter or a monthly letter, and you still have to work through with parents that don't open up, didn't receive it, didn't read enough through it. Sometimes we get too much information, sometimes there's not enough, sometimes it's not the right information. It's not finding that balance. Very right.
Was there a decent amount of comments, not just clicking boxes? Like for you to go through?
Yeah. I don't remember the total amount.
I think I,
Gotcha.
I don't remember the total amount, but there was, there were quite a few people that took time to give us good feedback.
Some feedback, okay.
Yeah.
When do you expect to be able to get through all that, draw some actual conclusions that are actionable?
Gosh.
Like planning for next year?
No, my hope would be able to have something, obviously you guys to be able to hear this tonight. I'm not even shared anything with the administrators yet, so we get theirs back to them so they look at a particular school. Want to review as a team first, maybe before spring break is when we could send something out to the families.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Anything else? On to 6.0 board communication, calendar events. Any updates there?
So.
Okay, well,
I'm sure you're all listening.
So I will. Sure.
So we've got the Love Boat themed gala. We've got some concerts coming up with the elementary, so February 19th, 1 p.m. We've got third grade concert. Education Foundation meeting that evening at 6:30, going into March, PTO meeting on March 11th at 2:30. Booster Club meeting with the high school student center on March 11th at 6:30, or Mr. Billy Paladin on March 14th, main gym at 7 p.m. And Education Foundation again on March 19th at 6:30 p.m. And just a note with regard to Booster Club is we essentially have finished the dirt project for the softball field. get some, just the rough areas now, getting the grass growing back, but looks nice and I imagine the kids are super excited.
Oh, yeah, Coach is really excited as far.
Excellent. All right, any other business? The regular board meeting?
Thank you to whoever was responsible.
So they're really positive, yeah, really, thank you.
Welcome.
Always appreciate it. All right, right with that, we go to 8.0, recess the regular meeting to an executive session to review and evaluate the performance of the superintendent. Good. Maybe. The red light turned off.
Thank you, good.
Okay. Reconvene the regular school board meeting. Our next board meeting is February 23rd in the community center at 7 p.m. And with that, we're adjourned.